glorify you, Jesus. Magnify you, Lord. You're worthy of the glory, Lord.
When he is at hand, y'all excuse my voice a little bit this morning. It's gonna kick in when it needs to kick in. I've pretty much started having to wrestle with things trying to take my voice out just so I wouldn't be able to do what I'm about to do, but it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Last week we concluded with the fact that in order to hit future targets, you must understand the Logos, which means something said, including the thought, before you make it Rhema. And that Rhema means utterance, individually, collectively, or specifically. So in other words, you've got to understand the thought behind what is said before you utter it in order to be successful in hitting the target. And today we're going to look at the righteous relationships, because we've got to understand that everything that has been put in place for you to be successful is either amongst you or somebody he's got you connected to. And that's important to understand. He's not going to always just run everything through you. He's got connections that he wants you to have that's actually going to help you establish the position of righteousness that he's wanting you to carry out here in the earth. And that's why we've got to understand what's going on in these instances, because if you'll go with me to Isaiah 42, we started out in Proverbs 27, and we will be looking at that again. But I want you to go with me to Isaiah 42, verses 8 and 9, so that you can see where he says, I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And what he's trying to make crystal clear for us here is he's saying his glory he's not going to give to anybody else, which includes you. So he's not going to allow something to succeed in such a way that the only person that gets any recognition is you.
Right.
And even when he does allow that to happen for a little while, if any of you have any idea of what I'm talking about, when he does decide that he ain't gonna let the glory go through you no more, it's a crash landing.
All right.
It is a major crash landing. Some stuff get tore up whenever he's getting you to that place, and that's why I'm wanting you to understand this during this time and this part of this relationship so importantly, because when we're looking at the bow and we're looking at targets that we're going after, we're looking at the things that we're approaching, we're looking at what we're trying to accomplish in life, when you're looking at all of these details and all of these things, when he says my thoughts are not your thoughts and my ways are not your ways, my ways are higher than your ways and my thoughts higher than your thoughts, what he's trying to show us in situations like that is he's saying, I want you to know what my thoughts are, and I want you to know what my ways are. Not that you can't know them, not that you're not able to know them. If that's the case, why write the word? If that's the case, why will we have a Bible? He's wanting us to understand. That's why he says, in all you're getting, get understanding. So he wants us to understand what those thoughts are and what those ways are. But what he's trying to get you to realize is, don't think that you're just drumming these things up on your own. Don't think that great idea just came from you. Because what you've got to realize is that during the time that he's manifesting those things in us and through us, he's saying, even if I choose to do it through you, I'm trying to help get it to somebody else as well. See, one of the biggest challenges of my life was during the time that I was on the backside of the mountain and God was preparing me for ministry, and all of the things that he was showing me and all of the things that he was revealing to me and all of the things that he was making known to me. He then turned around and said, okay, now go give that to others. That was a challenge because I had just gotten used to him speaking it to me. I didn't have to explain it to nobody else. I didn't have to worry about where somebody else was in their walk to have to wonder about what information I need to give them. See, that is what was a struggle for me initially, because I had to realize some of the stuff that he showed me, I couldn't just show other people right off the bat. And see, I know what's going through some of y'all's head now is you realizing that you done made that mistake. You started giving out way too much information on the front end, choking them, and then when they didn't want to come back to the table again, then you're upset. And what he's trying to make sure that you understand is everything that he revealed to you, even though you've been holding on to it, and even though you've been keeping it, and even though you've been positioning yourself and saying, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to hold this spot, but when it's time, I'm going to let it all loose. You can't let it all loose at once. You can't release everything that he's been showing you all at once. He's wanting you to give it in stages and pieces. And that's what you've got to understand. Because what he's trying to do when he's working the information through you is he's trying to give you the information so that you can help sharpen somebody else too. But he's not going to give his glory to another. So even when they start trying to give you praise for, oh my goodness, you're just so smart, and oh my goodness, all glory goes to God. Because it was only by his revelation that I even see this. And that's the important part that you've got to understand about everything that we're about to encounter. Because even just down to this part, when we got to the bow, him revealing to me, even though I understood it, he said, I want you to break it down like this so that they can get it. Put it in target and then show them the arrows. That's what's going to make the difference. That then, even though I understood it just from the bow standpoint, he said, put it in this way so that they can understand it. So show them what the target is. Show them that the target is righteous relationships. And then show them the arrows that it's going to take. Show them my word that needs to be understood in order to get to these things. And I'm only giving you a portion. There is no way I could give you all of the arrows that you could use to get to a righteous relationship. But that's just the idea of the concept that I wanted to make sure that you get. Now, one of the things you got to realize is that every relationship that you have should be sharpening you. Every relationship that you have should be sharpening you. Now notice I didn't say it shouldn't be making you want to, I didn't say that it should be making you want to sharpen your sword. Mm-hmm. I said it should be sharpening you. And see, some of y'all done got so irritated in your relationships, you sharpening up the sword trying to go do some stuff. But that's not what we're after, see. And it's important to understand that, because one of the things that does happen on a consistent basis is a relationship that's supposed to